You know.
It's Yaddle Chattle!
Yaddle Chattle!
Let's go! Let's go, baby! It's a Star Wars podcast!
What is this, 2004?
Woo! It's a Star Wars podcast, baby! Starring Darth David and Jedi Jared, and we are back! Excited as always to give you a little Star Wars news, to give you a little Star Wars analysis, to give you a little Star Wars roundup, discuss the future projects, discuss the gossip, discuss all the ins and outs, have some debate, get angry at each other, be furious,
Yes.
threaten. I mean, Jared doesn't threaten, he's a Jedi, but all Darth David does is threaten.
I know.
I've threatened at least 6 people today. 2 people at 7-Eleven.
Why?
2 people at the 2 people at work.
Why are you threatening people at 7-Eleven?
1 people on the phone, and 1 people sitting in a police car, which really is why.
What happened?
You have to be very careful co-hosting this show with a Sith, because this Sith might disappear next month.
Wait, what happened now?
I'm just sick of it. I keep getting, pulled over by these fucking rogue rebel security officers who think that they're fucking goddamn Rangers of the New Republic. Well, I wish they would fucking disappear like Gina Carano did and leave my ass alone.
What?
It's always a fucking registration tag, this tag.
You're
not up to date on this tag, that tag. How many fucking things do my ass gotta be up to date with? I'm Darth David. You know me! I'm a radio star! Leave me alone!
Okay, no, we need to unpack this right now. Who are you yelling at 7-Eleven? That's like your most frequent spot.
So I got cut in line by a gentleman.
Boomer?
No, yeah, but see, I don't know how old the person was, but the person cut me in line. And I didn't care for it. It happened right in front of the cash register. The cash register person, the cashier.
Okay.
So I was here. I've been standing here. This guy just comes in, buys the fucking newspaper, and throws quarters down. But it wasn't the right amount of change.
Because he's an asshole.
He thought he could do the newspaper with the fucking things, but like he had $1.
What is this, 1985?
Right. And so all my fucking ass had was 1 package of Sour Patch Kids that I was waiting online behind 9 fucking guys all buying their coffees and smokes at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't drink coffee, but I'm up for the radio. And I like my Sour Patch Kids, maybe a can of Coca-Cola. Real breakfast of champions.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So, I go, whoa, I'm here. Hey, man, it's just a newspaper. It's just Sour Patch Kids. They cost almost the same. Oh, you're going to be like that? Oh, you know what? I'm going to be like that? Yeah, I'm going to be like the guy who gets pissed off when other people are trying to take advantage of him and or the system. You motherfucker! So then the 7-Eleven person goes, he's a good customer. He's a regular customer. I go, you realize that my goddamn radio station is across the fucking street and I'm here every fucking day? And by the way, does that guy have a fucking microphone in front of his face? Because the radio station is literally across the street. And my ass is here every day and can go on the air after this fucking thing and rip your fucking asses apart. I'll be a Wawa guy going forward. I'll be a quick check man. Darth David doesn't need to deal with this shit.
Oh, they do.
Now, this isn't 7-Eleven talk. All right, 7-Eleven channel. All right, this is Star.
I need to know, like, you make all these accusations. You're yelling at people at 7-Eleven, and you're yelling at people in police cars.
All right, let me give you one more yelling incident that happened on Mother's Day.
Oh, no.
I said, Mommy, I'm going to bring the kids over. We're going to honor you and celebrate you. You don't move a goddamn muscle, Mother. I'm going to buy you the biggest fucking pizza You want a little salad? Because she likes the little salad on the side, you know. And I go, would you like that? I'll do that for you. Yes, so everything's good. I'm the golden son. Me! Darth David's the golden son. Go to fucking pick up the pizza. I get the pizza. Everyone's wonderful. Andy's Pizzeria. There's a shout out. I'm never mad at you. Andy's Pizza in Seagirt. Never mad at you. You people have been wonderful for 40 years. Oh, my family's going to this place. Can you imagine that?
No, yeah.
40 years. Anyway.
The pizzeria that
Andy's.
I grew up with, like in Queens, is still open. It's like
it is?
50 years
wow.
later, yeah.
It's fantastic. But Andy's is also a restaurant. You can go in and eat. Anyway, pick it up. The one thing about Andy's is it's in the parking lot of a huge, I don't know if it's a ShopRite or Food Town or Acme or whatever the fuck, but you know, big supermarket complex that then has like the strip mall side, you know, a bunch of stores. Yeah. Okay. So I get the pizza, I drive. This motherfucker, old ass George Carlin lookalike, practically, he's going 85 miles an hour in the parking lot, practically smashes into my car.
Oh, God.
This is all I do. It's Mother's Day. Darth David is ready to fucking kill someone. But you know what? It's Mother's Day. I have a pizza. I have a mom and children to get back to. I can't be engaged with this. So all I did, nothing. I go like this. And for the people listening.
Oh, that's actually better than what I would do.
For the people who are listening, all I did was pantomime why did you do that? I didn't give even a finger.
Oh, that's what I would have
done. Didn't do a thing. I didn't do bafango. I didn't do any of the bullshit. I put my hands up in the quizzical, you know, the little emoji thing of, why did you do that? Why are you going 90 miles an hour, in a parking lot that's busy on Mother's Day where there's tremendous amounts of pedestrian traffic and you go into me at 100 miles a fucking hour, or I avoided the collision. I did that. You know what he does? He hits his brakes as I'm driving away from him. I saw him hit his brakes and get out of his car. So I fucking lost it. And just pretend that this is a baseball bat. I pick up my fucking baseball bat that I keep in my car. I roll down the window and I go, get the fuck back in your car, you dirty old hippie. Get the fuck back in your car before I kill you on Mother's Day.
Did he get back in his car?
George Carlin got back in his car.
Okay.
So that was a happy ending.
Yeah, that was a happy ending.
But yeah, it's I feel like one of these days, there is going to be a scenario where I hit someone over the head with a baseball bat. Then you're going to have to do manslaughter, 9 to 12 years of Yaddle by yourself. But I'll be out, hopefully.
Okay.
By 2038 or something.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So you're just going to have to really stretch. Now, how are you, Jedi John? How was Mother's Day for Leia, your beautiful wife, and of course, Padme's your wife. Leia's the daughter.
This was Padme's first Mother's Day as a
mother. Oh my God, look at this. His wife. They just had a baby. She's beautiful.
She's going to be a year old.
Unbelievable.
10 months.
It's crazy.
I know. How have I kept a little thing like that alive for 10 months?
It's barely been you. It's been all your wife.
Yeah.
You've had very little to do with it, my friend.
Yeah,
I see. The best thing that you've done is post pictures on Instagram. Outside of that, as far as everything else, I can't. You might be wonderful.
Maybe.
I'm not there. How about this? Let me live with you guys for a couple of weeks, and I'll monitor. I'll take notes.
No.
Like an Imperial securities officer, where I'm just going to be watching you and your family for 2 weeks. Maybe I'll put cameras in every room and set up my own master control center where I'm just spying on you and your family.
No, we're good. That's a little weird.
Why?
That's like 1 hour photo weird.
The name's Darth David. I got to do some weird and Sith. Well, Siths are a little weird. Don't you think?
Yeah, but
Siths are weirder than Jedis, I think. Sometimes they got the eyeballs that are all crazy, the lightning.
I don't think turning my house into a security state is gonna work. It's not gonna fly.
I was thinking about Andor. Oh, all right. Speaking of which, we have a story that you wanted to get right to the very
we needed to update it because
of Andor because
last week we were talking about like how Tony Gilroy was like set on finishing production, and I guess enough pressure came from the writer's strike that like hours after we recorded it, it was like, Tony Gilroy ceases production on Andor season 2.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least we'll have something to talk about next week.
Well, there it is. So Tony got the pressure, I guess. He felt the pressure, felt the heat. People were saying he was scabbing out. I didn't see it that way because Tony Gilroy said the scripts are done.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt that was fair and justified, where the guy is also a director and producer, in addition to being a writer. And if he's telling you the scripts are done, I was going to take his word for it. And he just wanted to, wrap up the show. Look, I had no issues with Tony. What's his goddamn name? Tony Gilroy.
Yes.
I had none. And I used to be a member of the Writers Guild, but after they stopped sending me screeners, I said, it's not. I'm not as passionate about the Writers Guild as I used to be. I used to be a member. They stopped sending me screeners.
That sucks. I told you.
No, we're not going to be. Yeah. So the passion of me defending the Writers Guild that used to exist, that's dissipated. Now, they start sending me screeners. I'm totally superficial. I'll be all in. I'll give you the goddamn greatest soliloquy ever. Oh my God. I'll be like one of those, I'll be like fucking Jimmy Hoffa, for Christ's sakes. Everyone's gonna think, I'm Mr. Unions over here.
I love that movie. I love that movie so much. It's such an underrated movie.
Hoffa?
Yeah.
I like them both. I was a fan of The Irishman.
I like that one too.
I thought it was wonderful. I thought Pacino was wonderful, but Hoffa's great with Nicholson as well. Yeah.
No, he did he direct that, or did Danny DeVito directed it? Okay.
Danny DeVito directed the movie Hoffa.
Yeah.
Hoffa is a great. You know what? I'm gonna watch a little
Hoffa.
All right. So, is this the right thing? Do you think that Tony is this any big deal? Was Tony pressured? Tony Gilroy
I don't know
pressured?
if he was pressured. I just think that he's a member of the Writers Guild and probably felt some pressure. Yeah, you know what? He felt some pressure.
I don't think it was pressure. It's just let me think about it for 3 seconds. Yes, it was pressure.
Yeah, it was pressure.
I think,
and you know what?
It's okay, but I will say this. I don't like that. I don't appreciate. There was something that rubbed me wrong about that writer doing that. I know that this is someone who felt the urge or the need to call out Tony Gilroy.
It probably wasn't. He probably was getting pressure from his friends.
All right.
Guys he came up with as like.
I don't like pressure.
Writer.
Period. I don't like peer pressure, and I don't like people saying, "Hey, you now you need to do something." If the guy had said, "Listen, well, we're just shooting. There's no more writing," I honestly felt like that was good enough.
So let's just try to take the argument further from the writer's strike. Andor is one of the biggest properties that Disney has currently, correct? Out of everything that they have.
Critically, Jared, you give Andor too much credit views-wise. We Star Wars fans absolutely worshipped Andor. Views-wise, it has not been on the level of Mandalorian.
Okay.
Or other shows. It was a great show for us Star Wars fans. But regular Tom, Dick, and Harry is not going out of their way to watch Andor because they don't fucking get the title. I told you my brother is an old school, old trilogy guy who will watch any new Star Wars. He didn't watch Andor because he thought it was the fucking planet where the Ewoks live. And he actually had nightmares of the goddamn Ewok specials on NBC in the 80s and didn't want to go down that road again. I go, no, it's Andor. Not Andor, you dick. But then again, I'm like, no, I'm the dick. I'm the dick. It's just it's one vowel off. I'm the dick for calling him the dick when he was not the dick. I was the dick.
Okay.
The dicks are Star Wars with this thing. A better title is what Andor deserved and what it should have gotten, because a better title, I think, could have sold that thing as, an absolute movie event.
Yeah, but
movie event.
I mean, Favreau.
Forget it, or miniseries. They needed to establish how Andor is different than The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett. Mandalorian and even Book of Boba Fett were coming in as like TV shows. For me, they should have established very early on, because they knew this at the most. This is 2 seasons. Tony Gilroy said that already.
Yeah.
So the point is, you could have made it special and say, this is a mini-series event. And then and then when all the fucking Star Wars fans are going all crazy, 3, 4, 5 episodes in, you go, guess what? Next year we'll have the final miniseries event for Andor, and then people are super duper hype. I'm surprised that Lucasfilm and Disney dropped the ball with all these PR.
Are you
decisions.
really?
I am. They always have things that can be good and lined up, but the fact that they called it Andor hurt the show. It didn't help it.
You don't think it's weird that the person who runs the company said that she wanted to make Star Wars feel like a James Bond event?
I know, yeah. Kathleen Kennedy. That was a weird comment.
A lot of the bad decisions that have been made.
A lot of bad decisions.
You're really surprised.
Releasing Solo 5 months after just any Star Wars movie. Had George Lucas released Empire Strikes Back, 5 months after Star Wars, do you know how much money he would have lost at the box office? The reason why Star Wars made $350 fucking million in 1977 was because it was also playing in 1978 and 79. People were still watching it. So if they had put Empire 5 months, well, that's beside the point. You put me on a Kathleen Kennedy thing.
But you see the point, though, is bad decision making. But neither here nor there. I think in defense of him ceasing production, Favreau had written all of season 4 of Mando before this writer's strike happened, and now they were supposed to be in pre-production or production on
that
season
might change.
4.
That might change now, because we learned with all that Kathleen Kennedy, Jon Favreau talk last week on Yaddle Chattle that things were altered in season 3 of The Mandalorian. Things were altered a little bit. Things were changed around because of Dave Filoni's absence. We didn't talk about this?
No, we didn't.
Are you sure we did not talk about this?
We talked about the Book of Boba Fett stuff. That was the big mistake.
An article came out. I want to say it's in Collider, and I hope I'm getting the credit right. It was discussed on Rebel Force Radio.
Okay.
I believe the article was in Collider. If not, I apologize. But it was that what were we discussing? I don't even fucking Kathleen Kennedy
and Favreau and changes made to Mando season 3.
Season 3. So the Sheriff's Show. What was that going to be called again with Gina Carano?
Oh,
the fucking Sheriffs
Rangers
of Space.
the
Rangers of the New Republic. That when that got canceled, they did shift some stuff over to Mando season 3 this year. And meanwhile, remember what we brought up on Yaddle Chattle? This is definitely something I brought up 3 or 4 episodes ago, which was I was concerned that if Dave Filoni is so much in Ahsoka, is he still going to be there for Mando? In fact, I've learned I was right. Filoni was not around for a lot of Mando season 3 because he's off creating Ahsoka.
Yeah.
They need to remember that The Mandalorian is the crown jewel of Disney Plus, and no more seasons where Filoni isn't hip on hip next to Favreau. Okay, I'm not blaming Jon Favreau for any of this. I'm saying that decision to fire Gina Carano apparently just fucking kick-started this humongous chain reaction that it really presented a lot of issues for Mando season 3 that it didn't have to deal with. I don't know why they felt that they had to bring the goddamn, fucking, what is it called again? The Gina Carano show?
Oh, Rangers of the New
Republic.
The
Rangers of the New Republic. I don't know why they felt that they needed to even combine Rangers of the New Republic with Mando Season 3, but apparently they did, or apparently it was necessary. It just made things sloppy. A little bit choppy. But it was still a good season.
I thought it was a great season, and I hate seeing all of these, Mandalorian lost its way. Mandalorian.
Oh, I hate that.
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I hate that. No, the troll sites and the hate sites.
It's clickbait. It's like, I don't know how people.
They're doing it now on purpose.
Right, for comic book resources and Screen Rant. How do these guys make a living writing just absolute lies? It's all bullshit.
Because that's how they make their living.
It's bullshit.
Because they have to get the clicks. So it's constantly, we're going to run down people. Because guess what? This is what I always was. This is what I always learned. It's not that we don't have gripes on Yaddle Chattle from time to time, but if you can only think negatively, then you're not a creative person because it's very easy to go negative. It's a lot easier in life to hate on shit, which is why when you go to Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, you always see people shit posting. You always see people all fucking, being assholes or all negative. Why? Because it's easier to go negative when you create, when you're broadcasting, when you're giving an analysis. It's just easier. So these fucking writers who think that they're some hot shit, none of them are. They're very, very lazy. They regurgitate the same talking points. And then they go for the easy clicks because they're not creative people. They can't figure out how to get people to click on their articles with smart, intelligent, in-depth analysis, such of which that Yaddle Chattle provides.
Fair.
In my opinion.
Fair.
All right, so that's the Tony Gilroy stuff.
Then there's the big rumor, which is like the big news today.
Okay. Tell me.
The big rumor is that the Dave Filoni Star Wars movie is going to be called Heir to the Empire.
Wow.
That's the big rumor, kind of all over the internet, breaking that.
The Timothy Zahn novel is getting, and it's not, obviously it's got to be a different story, but man, oh man, interesting. I'm going to say that.
But why can't they use, why can't they use the legacy characters, though? Because this is taking place in the time frame of when Timothy Zahn's books take place, right?
Well, yeah. Who's to say they won't be doing that?
Well, that's the opportunity to bring back what's his face, Aiden.
Fuck that. Here's what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. I figured it out. Ahsoka, World Between Worlds. We saw Ezra pull Ahsoka out. Ahsoka's gonna pull out Luke Skywalker from Episode 8. We're doing it. We're gonna utilize the World Between Worlds to pull out Luke Skywalker. Ahsoka's going to find his little pod, his little flat screen TV, where I guess, they have all these TVs set up in the World Between Worlds and you watch
Stargates.
Yeah, Stargates, and then you pick the person out. Ahsoka's going to find out Luke, and she's going to say, this is silly. He falls on the rocks. That's how he dies. Oh yeah, I'm going to just pull him out and just wake him up a little bit. Just like splash some cold water into him, maybe give a little force herself, and then be like, yeah, you're not dying like that. That's what, you just fell asleep? You fell asleep at the end of Episode 8? You fell asleep on the fucking rock at Octu? And that's how you died? That shit was some weak sauce, okay? Star Wars. It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. Get you fucking beheaded by a lightsaber. Get force choked. Get thrown off a catwalk. Go into a fucking volcano. Lava. Some shit. No, Rian Johnson thought a good death scene was the guy falls asleep. Guy falls down to the rocks and just falls asleep, basically, and fades away. Yeah, no. Ahsoka, honey, find Luke's Stargate in the World Between Worlds and just pull him out. And so we get Mark Hamill back. That is request number 1 from Darth David. Feasible.
Yeah, they could totally retcon it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Fucking Filoni knows that Rian Johnson made a mistake. All Filoni does is, without calling out Rian Johnson, anytime that discussion is had, he throws it down hard. He goes, well, here's the thing that people always need to remember. Star Wars needs to be about hope and making people feel good. That's what George Lucas always envisioned, that Star Wars is about hope, making people feel good at the end of the day. So that's kind of Star Wars that I like. He never shits on Filoni. He never shits on Rian Johnson.
Well, because
specifically, but he's saying Rian Johnson took it into a stupid ass place. And can I just say this? I'm watching Star Wars the other day.
Which one?
All of them. All of them at the same time. I had my computer, my iPhone, and all the TVs going on at the same time.
That sounds like so much stimulus overload.
That's all I do. I even had Yaddle Chattle playing on my car radio. Okay, I just fucking blasted the house with Star Wars. So I was walking from room to room, looking at each and every fucking Star Wars, okay? And a thought occurred to me.
How late was this?
This was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I was going totally berserk, had edibles, pot, and a couple of IPAs in me. And I decided this will be a fun experiment. Star Wars on every screen imaginable.
How do you not record this for like...
How am I supposed to? Every screen was in use for Star Wars. Oh, my God. You can record it. You want to see this fucking Hunter S. Thompson nightmarish scenario where, by the way, any point I could take out a knife and probably try to stab you with a butcher knife. So if you want in on this scenario documenting Darth David
I'm fine.
And his late night Star Wars travels, go ahead.
I'm fine with that.
Fine.
I'm sleeping in my bed.
And as I'm walking from room to room, all fucked up, and the sequels were on, I go, Jesus Christ! All 3 Star Wars guys, all 3, died alone. Alone. Han Solo, I know he was murdered by Kylo Ren, and you could say, well, he was there. Ben Solo wasn't there. What I mean by alone is Chewie wasn't there to hug him, die in his arms. Chewie, Rey, Finn, they were all up on the balcony. Harrison Ford had to die alone. Okay, you know what though? Han Solo. I get that. Han Solo. He died alone. He kind of lived alone. All right, I get it. Last Jedi. Luke, how does he fall? To the rocks. Alone. Totally by himself. Depressing. Rise of Skywalker. How does Leia die? Alone.
Like a fucking cat.
Like a dog in the corner and like a fucking piece of, landscaping equipment after she dies. Like a weed whacker that's not in usage in December. They put a tarp over her.
There were so many other ways they could have done that.
A tarp! They fucking put a tarp over our goddamn princess who they had dying in the fucking corner.
She should have gone out in a blaze of fucking,
I know!
They could have, done, with the AI voice stuff.
So depressing!
Like, her going out in a blaze of glory, saving...
This is my point!
It's so sad.
All 3 of those people die like that? Do they understand how fucked up that is for people of my age who grew up loving these people forever?
They don't care.
They don't care, but they should. Because they do care when they get the massive fucking backlash and then the money falls off the table, which is what happened when they fucked up the Last Jedi and Solo shit. They lost, goddamn
probably
millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. Like, they should care. I tell Disney, Disney, Lucasfilm, you don't need to choose between fan bases. Be smart.
Make a good movie.
Play to the original trilogy fan base that are now in their 40s and 50s. Play to the prequel trilogy fan base who are now in their early 30s. Play to the sequel trilogy fan base who are kids. You can have everyone happy. You know how you do that? It's so simple. They fucking combine forces and no one dies. Luke and fucking Finn and some other motherfucker. Let's get Mace Windu back. They go on an adventure and they fucking decapitate lots of stormtroopers. Then everyone's like, that was really fun.
Yeah.
God damn it. They think that the only way to, quote, pass a baton is with a death scene, A. B, there's not even a reason to pass the baton. Let that happen naturally, organically. Jeez. So I was really depressed. I'm like, man, all 3 of those guys, Leia, Luke, and Han, just died by themselves. Just no one around. No one there to comfort them. I was very, very, very depressed about that.
It's funny that, you say that because if you go back to the original trilogy and how does Obi-Wan kills himself to save Luke.
Yeah, but Luke is right there.
He watches it.
And that's a sacrifice.
Yes. Because
that's a sacrifice of great meaning.
And it's a hope. It's about hope.
Yeah. And it's a trick. And as soon as Obi-Wan dies, what happens? As soon as he is killed, what does he do? Because it's fucked up. He knows that this boy has just witnessed his murder. He comforts him. Run, Luke, run. As soon as he dies, he gives a little comfort. And then, by the way, that doesn't just comfort Luke. That comforts who? The audience.
Yes.
The audience, it's not so fucking depressing. Because these movies are about hope. Making people feel good. Not going into business for yourself.
And then Yoda dying on his
Luke is there.
Luke is there.
It's beautiful. See, that's what I'm talking about.
And then guess what Yoda's telling Luke? There's another Skywalker.
Exactly.
He's saying this on his deathbed. Now, it's understandable that Yoda's not in action. He spent the last 20 plus years, in retirement, in exile.
Yep.
He's like
golfing,
900 years.
Golfing, doing his thing, doing the fucking, Dagobah bingo, all that bullshit.
Making snake soup and all that.
Snake soup, early though. Don't forget, those Dagobah seniors, they eat at about, 2:30 p.m. That's when they eat dinner, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. But he's revealing there's hope. Like, there's another Skywalker out there. Like,
no, absolutely.
You're not alone.
Right. It's a hopeful death scene. It's passing. It's a passing of life.
And the same thing with, you go back to Qui-Gon.
Yeah, Luke's sacrifice really does not mean a lot to a lot of people because nothing did happen. Remember, after Luke did that, then you have episode 9, and they were still struggling at the beginning of the movie to find people to join the resistance at the beginning of episode 9. So in other words, Rian Johnson's fancy fucking sacrifice of he's inspired the galaxy, bullshit. Because JJ didn't show that the next movie. So it's one of the weakest deaths of an iconic character in cinema history. And Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy simply can't admit it. If they admitted it, we would all move the fuck on. Move the fuck on. But say it was a mistake. Dave Filoni, I'm begging you.
Well,
use the Ahsoka series to have Ahsoka Tano go into the world between worlds and pull Luke Skywalker out of his flat screen Stargate.
You know what I think might happen? If this next Rey film doesn't do well, Kathleen's out, and they'll likely either put
Who's in?
Either Favreau or Filoni.
What about me? Well, how many ideas does Darth David come up with for Yaddle Chattle on a fucking weekly basis?
Well, maybe you could replace Filoni.
We had some comments. We had some comments, by the way. The contrarian, Wedge.
Yeah, I could read that.
Did you know that Wedge said I said something profound last week? I don't know what it was.
I'll bring it up now.
I would like to say, if you leave a very beautiful comment like that, can you just remind me what exactly it is I had said? Because I say so much insane things that if occasionally a profound statement works its way through...
Of course, now YouTube's not loading.
It's because your phone sucks. What did he say?
So he said he timestamped it 44:29.
From last week's Yaddle Chattle 55.
I'm not interested in the character Rey, nor will ever be.
Yeah, we'll see.
I can't be the only one. The entire Disney trilogy is a huge L for me, especially The Force Awakens. You can't start a trilogy with no thought of a 3-movie story. That's 100% on JJ Mystery Box and his hipster writing team.
Some truth to it. The Mystery Box thing.
Excellent and wise rant from Eastside Dave preceding that timestamp. I think that was about the fat people article.
What? You just said that. What? I'm body shaming people?
No, but I was the one. But you did this rant that why can't we just have Star Wars be Star Wars and all that stuff.
I am a very open-minded, open-hearted individual and want everyone to be represented and everyone to be shown and everyone to be included. I just don't want anything ever forced. Characters or stories, you got to let things just simply organically happen. But I would love everyone to be a part of everything. But let's understand that most important to any great piece of art, especially Star Wars, is characters and stories.
And this is what I
don't get distracted by bullshit.
I don't understand why when they announced that there was going to be 3 films, they simultaneously announced who the writers and directors
They made a mistake with the fucking, the very concept of handing off the movies like a baton was deeply flawed.
I understand that, but what I didn't understand, why wasn't it okay, we're going to sit all 3 writers or 3 writers and directors in a room together and kind of collaborate to create a 3-act play?
I don't know! No!
Because it seems like that wasn't even the remotely
No!
the place at
It
all.
wasn't!
It's like, we're going to wait and see how each writer and director ends the film.
They even said that Rian Johnson didn't even get fucking JJ's script until late in the game while he was writing his own script. Now, how the fuck is that supposed to happen
How
when
does
you're
that
writing
happen?
when you're writing Ray and Finn and motherfuckers, and you still haven't gotten the full script? You've gotten like, okay, it's gonna be these are gonna be 3 young people and shit like that, and you're writing a movie. No wonder fucking Finn was as shallow as a baby pool because he was writing Finn before he even knew who Finn was. Awful.
None of this made, like, it just screams just so much negligence and incompetence. I don't understand it.
Okay, but now we're sounding like a troll show.
But we're not, though.
I want to give us positivity.
Okay, here's something very positive. It was George Lucas's birthday the other day.
Yahoo! Happy birthday, George!
He is 79 years old.
79 years old, George. You're almost 80, George. Beanie Mac, my mom, is 82. Is George still married? I'm not trying to be, too dark here, but after all, I am a Sith Lord, and I have the dark side pulsating through my veins.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie. After my wonderful father's passing in 2020, maybe George would like to, go to dinner or go to lunch with Beanie Mac, my mom.
He is still married.
You son of a bitch, George! She was looking forward to that lunch with you.
Her name is Melody Hobson.
Well, wonderful for Melody. Poor George can't have dinner with Beanie Mac.
Very successful, and she went to Princeton.
Yeah, she's like a brilliant lawyer type or some shit. Anyway, what do you get for fucking George Lucas as a birthday present?
You get him like a gag gift, like a little toy car.
You give me let's see, I'm gonna open this up here. What'd you get me, a toy car? Oh, you got a very oversized box, and you put a little toy car in it. That's like a little funny joke. That reminds me something of fucking John Dykstra would have done in 1978, which is why his ass has been fired from ILM. So yeah, keep up with the funny fucking practical jokes, smart guy. Did anyone get me something here?
Yeah, I got you a gift certificate.
Who are you?
To the Chinese buffet.
You got me a gift certificate to Chinese buffet. The last time I went to one of those goddamn buffet tables, they were out of Jell-O. Now, I told all those motherfuckers, I told everyone, I said, listen, I don't give a damn where the fuck, you go back to Korea and you start mixing up some goddamn fucking Jell-O and then you put it on your goddamn Chinese buffet table. Because if I'm going to sit there, for, 7 to 8 hours just eating food, getting nice and fat and all the dumplings I can have, I like a nice palate cleanser. And it'd be just good if you had 2 different flavors, cherry and,
lime green.
And lime green, red and thing. But after all, this is the worst birthday party of all time. When is Steven getting here? When's Francis going to arrive?
We've got you another gift. Well, Francis is going to bring you
Francis going to be here?
Going to buy you a
weak sauce.
Bring you a bottle of
wine. I got a goddamn
wine.
toy car and a buffet thing. What?
Francis is going to bring you a bottle of wine from... And not the top of the line wine.
The guy owns a winery, for crying out loud.
It's gonna be
all he did was take an empty bottle and just fucking scoop up some fucking wine in that goddamn fucking wine river of his, that Willy Wonka wine river of his. He just put in an empty bottle and then mails it out to me. I mean, does anyone think of anything cool or a little bit unique? I mean, this is a shitty ass birthday.
From the president of the George Lucas fan club.
Oh, the president of the George Lucas fan club. What did he get me? Or is it she? Is it he or she?
Well, we could just say they.
They. What did they get me?
They got you a bootleg copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
You motherfuckers. I swear to God, I'm going to call a few people that I know. Don't think that me and John Milius don't know a few motherfuckers who will be easily able to detonate your entire fucking headquarters over there at the fan club. You try to taunt me? You're trying to smack talk the GL and give you motherfuckers trying to tell me, about the holiday special? You know what, that really gets my goat. You know?
They also...
I've tried hard to scrub that off the internet, and it still pops up on YouTube. I'm hoping to buy that the way, Musk bought Twitter. I was going to buy YouTube. I was going to put some of this, money, this Star Wars money to YouTube.
Well,
I'm going to call it George Tube.
You know what Kathleen Kennedy did?
Or do you like you, George? I'm mulling the names. Which one do you prefer?
I like Luke Tube.
Luke Tube, okay. That's fine. It's a good tribute to my favorite character, Luke Skywalker, who they needlessly killed and had him fall asleep in episode 8 and die. But go ahead.
We have a gift from Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy, that fucking bitch, that traitorous goddamn shrew. I say, Kathleen Kennedy, I'm going to give you the greatest job you've ever had in your entire life. I'm going to make you the president of Lucasfilm. You're the new George Lucas. All I'd like is to consult on episodes, 9 or 8 and 7, 8 and 9. And she says, okay, George. And then the second the deal signs, she fucking locks me out of the building, and my car key don't work at Disney anymore now. I've been standing outside of the Lucasfilm headquarters now for 48 minutes. I'm trying everybody. I even called Andy Gutierrez of that Star Wars show, and I'm like, can you get me in? And she didn't return my calls either.
That's unfortunate.
No one returns my calls. Yeah, I mean, John Knoll doesn't even. I gave that little fucking prick the goddamn job of a lifetime in episode 1. I even put him in a fucking spaceship. And now fucking Knoll doesn't even return my phone calls. You know what? Fuck you, Knoll. You're dead to me. Me and John Milius are going to hire some motherfuckers to detonate your car. Be careful putting your car on, John Knoll. Next time you fucking are driving around San Francisco, be really careful about turning that key. Milius and I know how to get some motherfuckers who will put some pipe bombs underneath your goddamn steering wheel. Go ahead.
Do you know what Kathleen gave you?
What did Kathleen Kennedy give me?
She redeemed your redeemed your legacy by doing a worse job than you could.
I mean, Kathleen Kennedy made the goddamn prequel, trilogy look like Godfathers 1 and 2. Shout out to my boy Francis. I wish he was here, and I wish Steven was here. And not, you. Or Kathleen.
Would you say that the sequel trilogy is The Godfather 3?
I mean, it was a piece of shit. It was a dog. It was a turkey. I told those goddamn white slavers at Disney, the fucking sequel trilogy needs to be about, these little fucking force, parasites who walk on people's skins, and we're going to go really, molecular. And it's going to be, it's going to be like Inner Space, with Steve Martin and...
No, Martin Short.
Oh, yeah. I knew the word Martin was... I get those motherfuckers
same
confused.
Person.
Yeah. Well, there's too many Martins, That's why I didn't care for Three Amigos. I thought there were only 2. I thought it was Chevy Chase and one of the Martin boys. I didn't know there was 2 Martins in that one. Yeah, can I get the fuck out of here? I mean,
sure,
where's Steven? Is Steven coming? Or is Francis going to be here? Is anybody...
Yeah, I'm sure they're on their way.
Ron Howard? These were some of the lamest gifts I've ever got. Hey, George Lucas here, over and out. Fuck you, America.
All right. Well, I don't know why George signed off like that. It's kind of like a Mike Francesa sign off. George, have you... I remember... Actually, the whole George thing sparked a memory. I had one birthday party at the age of 8 and never had another birthday party again because I was so disappointed in the gifts. All I wanted was Return of the Jedi action figures. That's it.
That's it?
That's all I fucking wanted.
Okay.
One kid gave me Star Wars underoos. Do you know how fucking awful it is? First of all, the mom who bought the gift, probably, that person should have been fucking reprimanded. Kids can't play with underwear, stupid. So that was stupid gift number 1.
That's such a weird gift to give a child.
I know. Well, it came from a kid, and
yeah, but
obviously it was like a mother who saw, he likes Star Wars. Okay, here's Star Wars underoos.
But you wouldn't buy you don't buy underwear for your kid's friend.
Right!
That's so
well, you know
weird.
what? I'm not even thinking about it like that. I'm actually thinking,
that's so
as
weird.
8-year-old Darth David, I was like,
what the fuck? I can't play with this.
That's exactly what I said. I can't play with underwear.
I just...
Hold it. I got E.T. magnets Not even E.T. action figures or E.T. I got E.T. magnets of Elliot on the bicycle and E.T. And it's like, oh, cool, I can put these on the refrigerator and then that's the end of that. So you can't play with those. Hold it. I got Transformers suspenders. Not even Star Wars or Spielberg. Not even GL or Steven. They're going Transformers on my ass. And yeah, I thought, I grew up as a kid enjoying the cartoon, but I'm not a massive, Transformers guy. Though I like F.J. DeSanto's Transformers series on Netflix. I think it's phenomenal. I found out about him only through Rebel Force Radio. So again, shout out to RFR, number one Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. But hold on. Right now, I heard our ranking, 7,624. That's the highest we've been for Star Wars podcasts. But, and then finally for my thing, I think it was either socks. There's a lot of themed clothing and bullshit. I got zero action figures.
Did your mom tell them, oh, David needs clothing or something?
That very well may have occurred. I didn't even think of that, but the fact that I got zero action figures
sounds like not even a game.
Oh my God, I am so questioning my mom this weekend when I see her. And I would call her right now.
Don't call Beanie right now. We're in the middle of a show. Do not put your mom on the spot. Do not, please, for the love of God. Oh my God.
Let's just see.
Can I go to the bathroom?
It might not be possible. She probably won't even be there. Let's just see.
This
is totally improv.
Oh, you're
folks.
really calling your mom? Oh my God. Okay.
Let's just see. Let's just see.
Hi, Dave.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Mom. Mom, you're on the air real quick. You're on the air. You're on a podcast.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Beanie.
It's you and it's me and it's Jedi Jared. And we're on our podcast because I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm sorry I don't know you.
It's Jared.
Okay.
You've met him a million times.
Who just said hi?
Jared did.
Oh, hi, Jared.
Hi, Beanie. How are you?
Here, you hold that.
I'm good, thanks.
All right.
Jared. Yes.
Jared brought up a point. We were just talking birthday parties because George Lucas just turned 79, and
Oh, he's just a little kid.
And I said I had a birthday party when I was a kid. I was very disappointed in because I kept getting clothing like Star Wars underoos. I have a very specific memory about it. Star Wars underoos. You can't play with Star Wars underoos. You can play with action figures.
I don't remember that at all. Star Wars underoos.
All right, now.
Maybe who's that, Spider-Man? But I don't remember the other fellas.
Well, but the point was that rather than giving me good gifts like action figures and cars and spaceships, I got a lot of clothing. Yeah. I got underwear. I got some socks. I got a belt. Jared just came up.
So full of it. No, every Christmas.
No. This was the birthday. No. Hold on.
Everybody's underwear.
No, hold on. Hold on. No. This wasn't Christmas. It was a birthday party. I'm saying not from you. These were.
Oh, wow. Maybe some kid did.
That's my point. Yeah. Okay. See, she didn't want to take the heat. She didn't want to take the heat for bad gifts. No. I'm not saying you. We got phenomenal gifts from you for birthdays and Christmases. This isn't you. This is that I was disappointed at the people I invited over. Okay. My friends, their gifts were terrible because they were underoos and belts and socks.
Well, that's a good point, but you have to understand, their mothers bought those gifts.
Here's the conspiracy theory.
So at the poor McDonald's, that boy needs some underwear.
No, but this is the conspiracy. Okay,
see?
Hold on.
She's proving me
we
right.
have a conspiracy theory. Jedi Jared said, is it possible, since you got so much clothing, is it possible that your mom spoke to the other moms and asked, David has too many action figures already, get him some underwear and belts and stuff?
Well, we weren't that hard up. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. All right. Fair enough.
Is we had a party, and Wally or Patrick Mark had to run the party because I was sort of like, by the time you came along, I was sick of these parties. And so all they
So
did
your brothers
was go
did it.
out and play in the yard. I mean, or else go down the cellar and play there.
All right. Well, this is fantastic phone call. And I appreciate you for your first ever appearance on Yaddle Chattle, a Star Wars podcast.
Oh, that's fantastic. But I have to say one more thing.
Yes.
Besides Go Jedi. Go Yankees!
Go Yankees and go Jedi.
Go Yankees, go Jedi.
All right.
Thank you, Beanie.
Beanie Mac.
All right.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Mom.
sweetheart.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
honey, love you.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. You know what? Did you see how quickly she tried to deflect from the heat because she thought I was calling her out for gifts? No, it was not her. It was my friends. But I think you are onto something.
Okay.
I don't think she wanted to admit it. But folks. That was not planned. We just at this point. We're kind of lucky. She's a very active lady, and right now we actually got into Beanie Mac's walking time. She almost never picks up right now.
Oh, wow.
5:30 to 7 o'clock. She does like a 2-mile walk every day. So this was
for her.
fantastic. Actually, she was probably just on the phone right there. But yeah, she distanced herself from the bad gifts. Then once we made clear that no, we're not putting on you, she's like, oh yeah, well they were terrible. They were some bad gifts. I also like how she admitted that I am the youngest of 4 sons.
And that she was just done by the time she's done.
And that's the way I felt as a child. I felt I was living life sometimes by myself.
Like a latchkey kid?
All my brothers were, it's weird. I had 3 older brothers, but they were all like in college and like the private high schools and doing shits. And so little David was always by himself, getting into trouble. All right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, that seemed a little weird that at a birthday party you didn't get one action figure or one like board game or a video game.
I think you hit it. I think she said something.
It's very weird that
even if she didn't see, she's smart, and she's like one of those. Well, you know what? It'll bring us into one of the episodes of Star Wars Visions.
Okay.
Although it might not even be the one that I'm thinking of. But there was a Star Wars Vision episode where one of the people had a double-sided lightsaber, and one was blue and one was red. Or one was green and one was red. In other words, it was a yes. Jedi and Sith.
That was the first one.
Oh, good.
That was
all
the
right, we can
first
talk about that. Okay.
That was
and that's Beanie Mac. Beanie Mac's she's got some Sith.
Okay.
She's got some Sith. But it was so that. By the way, literally, that was at the age of 8. I called off birthday parties after that.
Really?
I never had another one. No, I'm not a birthday party guy. I've had one adult birthday party, the Eastside Dave number one birthday party, which happened in 2011. Because I'm born on November 1st, so it was 1-1-1-1-1-1.
Yeah.
So that was it. That's that's the first birthday party, like legitimate party I've had since I was 8.
You didn't do something
And
for
none
like
since.
your 21st birthday?
None since. No, I was just drinking. I mean, I fucking told people, yeah, I'm 21. Oh, let's get him drunk. That kind of shit. But I mean, remember it. So let's get into Star Wars Visions real quick. We'll cover not all of them. Jared said he wanted to take them slowly. 2 episodes. I said I advised against that, just so Yaddle Chattle fans know. But maybe you're right, since we are going long on this episode already. I like the first episode a lot. Explain to me what that was. You're going to have to remind me what these episodes are, because I watch them all, but some of them kind of...
So that one was called Sith.
Don't stick.
Just Sith. And I think it was...
That one was great.
Done by a Spanish... I think this season is going to be like all European.
The artwork of the episode 1, probably my favorite. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, I liked
beautiful.
it a lot.
Very rich. I thought everything looked fantastic.
Clean, crisp.
Clean. Yeah. I dug the droid. I thought that droid was pretty cool. Big fan.
Yeah.
I thought that episode 1 was great, and I thought that's probably why they put it up front and center. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, I like that one a lot. I thought it was pretty cool how, with the way the animation was done, kind of almost like a very artsy Pixar.
Yes.
Very like
it was really beautiful artwork. I thought it was great. The only difficult thing about Visions for me is that
It's not set in any kind of like. It's set in the Star Wars universe. But
Everyone's a new character, and so it doesn't. It has a hard time sticking, and like I can't remember, one thing after another.
You see, the reason why I liked the first season a lot was because of how much George was influenced by like samurai films, and a lot of the samurai culture.
That's a good point because they have. I'll give you a little spoiler for you.
Okay.
Either it's the people who did Chicken Run and Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, they do an
or
episode?
Or it's a studio who does Chicken Run and Wallace and Gromit or stuff because the animation's that.
The claymation.
I actually loved it.
Oh, it's a good one?
At first,
I'm looking forward to
I
that.
was dubious. I got into it quickly. No, so episode 1, Sith, was my favorite, and so was that, but we won't talk about that. What was the second episode?
So it's called Screecher's Reach.
This one for me was a little forgettable. You mentioned that there were Irish people in it.
It sounded like it was like an Irish, and like at least the actors were Irish. It had a very 1980s.
I didn't like the animation.
Really, it's very dated, but very familiar.
But I don't. So we don't. That stuff gets a little one-trick pony-ish for me. Star Wars pushing the envelope, being edgy, showing us something new. That episode 1 did that for me.
Okay.
Different droids, different kind of stuff. That episode 2, the concept, the story was okay. I wasn't crazy about the animation that much, and that kind of loses it for me.
I kind of like the story because it's about like these kids. It's very Star Wars-esque where these kids are kind of stuck on this shit position.
I thought the story was okay.
And
you're right.
It's like a ghost story, and it's not really something.
And it's just the opposite of what we've seen a lot in Star Wars, which is a youngling going with a Jedi.
Yeah.
This is a youngling going with a Sith.
Well,
that's kind of unique.
So I like the whole concept of that Sith Lord being like a banshee character, and that's why I thought it was very Irish.
I thought that Sith. I'm talking about the lady at the end.
No, I'm talking about the one that she kills.
Okay, never mind.
That Sith Lord.
Here's what I'll say.
With the like she's screaming like a banshee. So
let me just say one thing.
Okay.
Here's where Star Wars animation is getting it right. Between the Ahsoka episode, the last episode of Tales of the Jedi, and the Star Wars Visions, seasons 1 and 2, we're seeing some great animated Sith, and in my opinion, better Sith animated than we are in live action. I've said this before. I need my Sith just to have a little difference. Either give me the yellow or red eyes. Give me something. Give me scars, something. I like the character in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the girl, like on a thing, the Jedi Padawan, but I always had an issue with her as a Sith because she was just normal looking.
She didn't even have the red or yellow eyes.
I needed the red or yellow eyes, or just but we're also losing the fact that with Sith, you can have the machines, you can have the tubes, you can have make them look like the goddamn devil. Make them look demonic. So I dig that.
That was one of the episodes in season 1. It was like the summit episode.
Yes.
Where
that was the one I really liked.
Where they all got drawn together.
Yes,
and you're
that's my favorite one of season 1, for sure.
Really?
Easily. That's the best one.
I like the 7th.
Where the guy's in the robot. That was the one where they were all gathered up.
Yeah. That was
so I'm hoping that live action Star Wars starts looking a little bit closer at some of these Siths and say, hey, we got to pick up our Sith game.
Well, I think that's what the Acolyte's going to be.
I hope so.
I think we're going to get
because even on the Ahsoka trailer, the guy who's wielding a Sith thing is just some guy who, sort of looks like Russell Crowe, modern day Russell Crowe. Just
did you remember
guy with a beard.
That show, Rome?
Yeah.
He's the one.
I hated that show.
You didn't like Rome?
Yeah. That show killed Carnival. I was pissed off at them for that.
Really?
I like Carnival more. I'm a big HBO Sunday night guy. If it's on HBO and it's Sunday night, I'm watching. I was into Carnival.
I was into Carnival too.
And they literally said, because of Rome's, $200 million budget or whatever the fuck it was, they had to cancel Carnival.
I didn't know that.
That is exactly what happened. Otherwise, we would have seen more Carnival.
That was the way they left that show fucking sucked.
I know!
So fucking fucked up. He's a rube.
I need to see an ending of Carnival.
I think they put out a comic book.
Fuck a comic book, bro. So the second one, I question for you.
Go ahead.
That Sith at the end, the lady at the end who picks the girl up.
So I wasn't 100% sure because the top part was light, but then the bottom half was red.
She reminded me of the Mortis trilogy lady.
Yeah.
And what if the Mortis trilogy lady ever went bad? Or just, let's explore those fuckers.
Well,
Is the son's dead? No, the father.
Father killed himself.
The father's dead, but the son and daughter are alive, are they not?
I forget what. I think the daughter died.
That's what I got. I gotta go back and watch the more. I might watch the fucking Mortis trilogy now.
I think that's what James Mangold's whole thing's gonna be about, Mortis.
That's kind of cool to me.
Sith.
I'm okay with that. So again, I guess we'll talk the next 2 episodes of Visions next week.
Yeah.
I don't got a lot for Visions. I got a little bit of input. I like the animation. I like this. I like that.
Hopefully I can draw something out of you. How about that?
Well, no, it's just that I like the way they look, and I'm enjoying Visions for new Star Wars content and to be dazzled visually with cool Star Wars animation. As far as stories go, they don't do it a ton for me. No, and so that's why my analysis is a little bit superficial, if you will.
See, I liked the one in the first season where the Ronin walks into town.
I like the Ronin episode. That was a good one.
And
from season 1.
He's got the R2-D2 with the straw hat.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was cool.
It was very much, you could see that the influence of what George had
Kurosawa
was influenced by Kurosawa, and then in return, what these anime guys were influenced by Star. It's kind of like this one gigantic circle, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. You're right.
Some of the episodes were hit or miss, but on the whole, I liked that first season. And I'm looking forward to seeing the second season, especially if the Wallace and Gromit Studios doing an episode.
And I should have just done 4 seconds of research. If it's not the studio, then it's the closest approximation to a Wallace and Gromit thing that you've seen. It has to be. I mean, down to the British accents. But it's funny. It's actually kind of funny.
That's what.
And I enjoyed it. It has to be. And if not, it's still good.
Okay.
So I got it.
I got one more thing. Because I want to read it, because I think he's actually a patron, so I want to make sure that...
God bless you. Patreon.com/EastsideDave.
So this
If you are subscribing to Patreon.com/EastsideDave, you got this show early. I'm putting all these shows up early. And this episode, you might have gotten a day early, by the way. How about that? Patreon.com/EastsideDave. Also, original programming like Tales from the Satellite, where I discuss my nearly 10-year career at SiriusXM Satellite Radio. Go ahead.
So last week you went on a rant about redheaded actors.
Thank you. We never get represented.
So here's one from AJ.
We're just fucking pieces of shit, ugly pieces of shit, according to people like you, Jared. Blondies. Jared's got he's the Brad Pitts of the galaxy, the blonde heads. That's him. That's fucking Jedi Jared.
Yeah,
Blondie.
all that blonde hair.
And all you Brad Pitts lord it over me all the time. Mock
He's
me.
got brown hair.
He's blonde. Go ahead. He's a famous, legendary blonde man.
Darth David. How about Michael Kudlitz?
Who the hell is Michael Kudlitz?
Abraham from The Walking Dead. Pretty badass.
I don't know the show.
Really? You never watched The Walking Dead?
No. I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be the lamest excuse for why someone has not watched a show of all time. You want to hear?
Go ahead.
Okay. I have a very serious pet peeve of when actors in movies or TV shows take a bite of a piece of food and then chew and do dialogue for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to give you an example right away in case you don't know what I'm talking about. The Matrix. They're around the table in the ship, and the little guy named Mouse takes a fucking spoonful of porridge. He then goes like this. Now, any human being on the entire planet Earth who's ever had anything from a spoon, that's porridge or soup or medicine, it takes what, 0.05 seconds to swallow it, and then you're able to talk? This guy in fucking that movie, Matrix, takes the piece of... So, Neo, What do you think? Now, he never goes back to the spoon. He doesn't continue to eat. So this same spoonful of food for the next 5 minutes on The Matrix, you see this guy. So, Neil, are you the chosen one? Every actor in Hollywood and movies does that like they're not on the planet Earth. When you eat a hot dog or an apple, it's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 bites max and then a swallow. But every fucking actor, you see Brad Pitt eating the fucking thing, and he'll chew and chew. Ocean's 11, Brad Pitt will be eating a fucking corn dog or some shit.
But that was
and
the
then
whole
chewing
bit, though.
and chewing and chewing. Look,
Wasn't that the
bros,
whole
I
bit?
don't need to. I understand that these actors are human beings. As someone who works in radio, I hate fucking hearing people chewing and talking. It bothers me. Okay?
But that was the whole bit of the movie,
No,
though.
it's not a bit.
Because he's eating throughout the whole film.
It's not a bit. It's
was
lazy. No, it's not. It's lazy, uninspired storytelling to show that this Brad Pitt guy, who all the chicks love, who they all think is perfect, is a human. It's just very lazy way. But again, that's not the point. The point is Brad Pitt takes a bite of food, right? One bite. Take a bite of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sandwich is down. For the next 4 minutes, Brad Pitt will go. So what we gotta do is, we gotta break into the casino during fight night. We're gonna have lots of cover. And this is standard fucking operating procedure for these fucking asshole actors. Motherfuckers, bite the food, chew it, 2 or 3 bites, swallow, go on with your day. So, that was a long ass rant, but I had to tell you because it's real. Walking Dead, scene 1. The cop was in the car.
They're eating
He
lunch.
had an apple or something.
They're eating burgers or something?
Burgers and apple, talking, chewing. One bite of the apple lasted this fucking asshole 7 minutes of chewing and dialogue.
That's why you didn't watch The
I
Walking
literally
Dead?
turned off The Walking Dead and I say I won't be watching this show. And I have never watched since.
Really?
That's 100%
It was like
true.
AMC's highest rated, longest running show.
My rant, though, you could see was sincere and honest. So that is the reason why I did not watch Walking Dead. And if anyone is a producer or director in Hollywood, please get a hold of this chewing and talking thing. When someone bites one tiny little piece of food, they shouldn't be chewing for the next 7 minutes while they're trying to deliver dialogue. Stop being assholes. Thanks.
What do you think about this?
Fucking morons.
The scene in the Dark Knight, though, when the Joker crashes the fundraising event for.
He keeps eating. I've got no problem if you keep picking stuff up. I noticed Heath Ledger kept picking up hors d'oeuvres. If you're eating and picking shit up and eating, I got no problem.
Okay.
This is the one bite over chewing thing.
Okay.
So to specify it, it's not eating. It's when someone bites one piece of food and then for the next 4 minutes, they're fakely chewing the food and talking. Because they're fucking actors from planet Mars who don't know how to be a goddamn actual human being. Because no one chews food, the same piece of food. That's what I'm saying. Right. When you bite 3 chews, it should be 3 chews or less and a swallow. If you're having to do more chews than 3, you're in danger of choking. So, I want a new fucking rule going forward on the planet Earth. All foods are 3 chews or less.
I don't even know how we got here. I don't even know.
Give us a Star Wars fucking thing.
Cage match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us a Star Wars. Oh, yeah, no, it was Walking Dead. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about there's a redhead Walking Dead.
Yeah, Abraham.
What does he look like? What is the guy? I'll look him up by phone. I hate to do a Jared thing. No, I'll do it.
His name's Michael Curtis.
Michael Curtis. Oh, there he is. Michael Curtis. No, this guy's low. This dude?
Yeah.
Can we pick him up? Can the screen pick him up? There, you can, kind of. The screen can pick him
Yeah, he was pretty badass in The Walking Dead, though.
Okay, no. I thought someone was at least going to give me the guy from Homeland.
Oh, Damien,
Yeah, but the point is, he's not been a breakout star. From Band of Brothers and Homeland, he was the one guy I was
Damian
counting
Lewis.
on. Damian Lewis.
Oh, he was
Band
excellent
of
in
Brothers
Band
in
of Brothers.
Homeland. He's a redhead, and I was counting on him to be in. He should be in Indiana Jones. He should be, someone big.
He's on Billions with the.
This isn't a fucking move. We're talking about. No, the fucking discussion was a redhead guy has never been Indy. Never been the guy who fights Terminator. Never been. They're never the star. They're not Luke Skywalker. They're not Rambo. They're not Rocky. There's never been a redhead guy. Because everyone wants representation. That's how the discussion started last week.
Yeah.
Everyone wants representation. I've never been represented as a redheaded guy who is the heartthrob, gets the girls, and kicks the most ass.
Well, you're gonna have to write yourself.
It just doesn't happen.
You're gonna have to write it, Dave.
So I haven't ever gotten represented in that capacity. Redheads are somehow the spazzes or the bullies. We either beat people up or get beat up. I don't know how that's possible, but that is how we're constantly displayed on TV. We're either weaklings or fucking pricks. Love that. And that is the truth. So that's how I'm represented. But, you don't see me crying. Give us Star Wars cage match. Let's get the
I'm
hell out
sorry,
of this.
that
insane
chewing
episode.
rant was hilarious.
The what?
The chewing rant.
Well, that's the truth. It has bothered me since The Matrix. It was The Matrix that started it. When that fucking kid, I'm like, dude, you had a spoonful of porridge. They're eating oatmeal. I know, right? Done. And now you go back to talking. So, Neil, how about this? Instead, where are you from, Neil? You over here, Neil? You're going to like
What do you
Neil.
think about the girl in the red, Neil?
Neil. Neil, Morpheus.
I guess that's
Is
why.
he the one?
I guess that's why that's like the only film you've ever seen him in.
Star Wars cage match. Quickly. Get out of here.
Okay.
Quickly.
I've got it.
Fast.
Grogu
Grogu.
versus. What would be a good Grogu? The entire village of Ewoks.
Whoa. Oh my God.
The entire village of
What
Ewoks.
a question.
Go ahead.
Why? I need a little motivation. Why has this occurred? Has the village of Ewoks gone bad, or has Grogu turned to the dark side? I need one of those two scenarios.
They were
to occur.
probably fighting over food.
Oh, come on.
What?
I need someone to go bad on.
Okay. Let's say it's a bunch of Ewoks that got
Rabies.
rabies. Yeah.
Then I'm going Ewoks.
Really?
I think Grogu will be blindsided by the cuddliness, the cutiness. Remember, Grogu's a hugger. Grogu likes cuddly things. So you have Wicket, right? Out there, right in front of Grogu. Grogu will walk up, fucking give him a hug, and then from behind, the medicine man takes an axe and fucking splits Grogu's head open from behind.
I don't know. I think Grogu likes cuddly things, but when they're foaming at the mouth and they've got red eyes.
Make sure Wicket doesn't have the rabies. Wicket is the non-rabies guy. He's just the bait. He's just the trap. It's like one of those things when you put a piece of food and then you put a box with a stick on it.
Like a mouse trap?
Yeah, and you have the string attached to the thing. Wicket's the little trap.
The bait.
The bait.
Okay.
So who are you going with? 'Cause I'm going with Ewoks.
I think I'm going with Grogu just on the fact that he's got Jedi Force powers.
And could decapitate a ton of Ewoks
yeah.
if he wanted to.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do it for Yaddle Chattle 56. Final things, final words, final thoughts.
Yes. So, follow Eastside Dave across all social media platforms at Eastside Dave. You can check us out on the Yaddle Chattle feed, YouTube, Eastside Dave TV, www.eastsidedavecountry.com.
Hold on. Did you say www dot?
Yeah.
That's one thing that never needs to be said.
Okay, fine.
For the rest of humanity.
Patreon.com.
Everyone understands that websites are on the World Wide Web.
Okay.
When I see, that's another thing that bothers me, just like chewing. Just like over chewing in movies. When I see some stupid ass commercial and they do the www, it makes me want to shoot my television and never buy their product. Continue.
Got it. Patreon.com/EastsideDave. Happy?
That'll do it. Lot to look forward to. Jedi Jared, lots of things. Oh, gotta thank my mom, Beanie Mac.
Thank you, Beanie Mac.
For making a very rare, one-time only Yaddle Chattle appearance. I was shocked by that. But we had to get to the bottom of that.
That were some of the lamest fucking gifts ever.
I actually, the more I think about it, the more I believe that you're right. I
Wow,
believe a
okay.
conspiracy has been afoot.
It just seems
I
very
believe
weird.
that mother told the other moms, and her little thing is maybe she didn't call them, but she saw them one
Like
day at church
outside.
and say, don't get him any more action figures, okay? There's action figures all over the place. Get him something he can use. Underwear, socks. That's exactly what she would say. Anyway, I love her nonetheless.
That's a
And it
great
was
lady.
Mother's Day, so a happy Mother's Day to your Leia,
Padme.
to your Padme, to my mom, Beanie Mac, to all the moms out there. He's Jedi Jared. I'm Darth David. Good night, everybody!
Good night.